and these are also the issues I have with playing the first Command & Conquer's 2, is the AI is just so insanely awesome, and you wonder how in the world can it be that awesome. Same with tactical AI, same with tactical games too. It's like you're wondering why the AI is so freaking awesome, and you don't know. But the thing about that game is, the thing about RTSs and RTTs is there's fog of war. You literally can't know what they're doing. That's okay. This game, you should be able to know what they're doing, but you should be able to know what they're doing, but you can't because reasons. Either I have too fast of a computer, which is entirely likely, because I mean, if I put it on a mouse computer, it's worse. And even a Ubisoft game, which actually isn't saying much because Ubisoft on PC is weird, but even Ghost Recon Wildlands plays too fast. At least can play too fast. Alright, I could get you, but I don't want to use villain cards right now. Upgrade the sun. Actually, upgrade combat ready. I think. Did you get stuff? Oh yeah, you become. Yeah, I think I mostly just got unlucky this turn, and RWBY got insanely lucky. RWBY should be around third, and she's 40. Like, this is a good hand, though. Yeah, I think me and Pure just got completely. I think me and Pure just got unlucky. RWBY's Plow Immerse 2-6 this match. Yeah, I think me and Pure just got unlucky. I mean, remember, this is not just a normal skirmish game which I've been playing. It's a mission, so that you might be able to take that into account too. There's a bullhead for crying out loud. Now you show up. What took you 5 million years? Start card line up. Don't really want to. I mean, that's just the denial. Spire Droid. Draw 2 cards. Bam, bam. And then, yes, gain Valor. And then there's also, like, the one opportunity I get to take out the boss, I must do it. Is that tactically sound? I kind of don't have a choice. Even if I take out the next boss, RWBY's going to win because of sheer, either well played or luck, or both. But I'm pretty sure RWBY mostly was lucky this match. And just well played too, getting the right cards. There's stuff available if I didn't knock out. And now we're going to get attacked by the Beowulf, I think. Oh, it's the other player. Oh. It was the other player. See, like, that, like, I just now noticed this thing tells you what happened. And yet, it's useless to me because the animations play too fast. Oh, it's actually the beginning of your turn, right? I got no defense. Alright, why are you giving me cards? Oh, then discards. Okay, draws and then discards. Oh, that's a jerk. It's Adam. It's Adam, what do you expect? Oh, I got the shield card. Okay, that makes sense. Alright. For crying out loud, there we go. Yes, finally. We can start upgrading our cards for nonsense levels. Put card up in your deck. Defense goes there. Defense, but nothing else goes there. I did the game. I did. Trust me, game. Trust me. Oh, there you go. I moved too fast. Bam. We're going to need power. Note to self: get an insane amount of upgrade. Note to self: get an insane amount of bumblebees. Oh, there's Ironwood. Guess what we're getting? Have a hair in your paw, which I do. Port's there. And just so feel like grabbing. I draw a card to May. Remember, May is a choice. That'd be amazing, but Ironwood is necessary. Ironwood's also not defense. I disagree. But, I mean, like, the one thing that would change the game drastically, and make it far more fun and just more dynamic is when you upgrade a card, it instantly works. And then Ruby wins because she has Silver Iron Warrior. Also, more Silver Iron Warrior cards. We need them. She didn't go up to Cinder. She could have won. She's being Ruby. She's being nice. And or having fun. Either way. It doesn't won in the game yet. Like, we can't win. And it's mostly because of luck, which is dumb. Yes, I know it's a card game, but it's dumb. I do have 4. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Just didn't glow up because of reasons. And the game is a bit buggy, but that's not like... The bugs are fine. They're not crazy. I'm going to get my deck, please. Thank you. Actually, getting combat ready would be amazing because you can overpower it. And then get more fast. And then there's also the whole thing about not getting the cards you need. Like when did I buy that Coliseum? Oh, like 50 turns ago. And now I got it. Okay, Ruby did. Ruby actually could have won again. She's being nice. Okay, we're doing anything to get enough cards, which will only mean we'll lose faster. Got nothing. Bam. Bam. There you go. Line up. Yes.
Fascinating.
And also the cards need to glow a different color for when you get a free card, or it says somewhere on the screen to let you know you got a free card, because I get that confused all the time. I think we'll be able to do it. Put card up for your deck. Courage. No? Why was it? Adam, stop being Adam. For like 5 seconds, please. Sharker than this got card. If you play or played an equipment or villain this turn, plus 2 power. And defense,
nice
of course.
work, students.
Also upgrade my courage. Also upgrade Y into my pocket. Also get also its gun. Yeah, I think it's mostly the mission just messing with me. So I'm gonna say I don't really like missions. Actually, if we beat Cinder, we still won't win. I beat Cinder. No, no, we won't win. Sorry, math. I have a sub-average IQ for a reason, everyone. Because I can't math in front of you and I can't spell in front of you. And apparently that's like the entirety of intelligence in our society. Is can you spell and math in front of people? Get the semblance, but however, deck. Turned out. Paying 1 is amazing for those. Which I wish I could have used my card earlier game. But that's the thing about this game sometimes is you will never get the cards you need to pull off your strat. You might. Games where you just instantly get all the cards you need, and then there's like RWBY's getting that kind of game, and then there's games in which you get no cards you need. which it's a card game that makes sense, but still, and then she won because yeah. I didn't like that. Um we got second place, which remember this is pulled from Combat Ready, which it's cooperative, and yet this game essentially what this game kind of is what happens if you take Battlefield and then put Call of Duty scoreboard in front, for it. And then instead of having the Battlefield scoreboard, you have the Call of Duty scoreboard. I don't know if that's still relevant, mind you, but if you played any of the Call of Duties pre Black Ops 2 and remember that era of game, which you may not, then you remember back in the day, Battlefield was one of the few games out there that rewarded you for playing as a team, as in getting assists. When two people are shooting at someone in Call of Duty, you could literally be that guy where like you have a guy who's been fighting this ferocious battle for like 9 months, and he put his entire magazine into this guy, and then that guy, not you, the other guy, you are the guy who's trying to kill the guy, but that guy shows up who shows up who's a complete noob, throws a grenade, blows up that one hit point, and then he gets the kill, and then he does it to everyone else on your team, and then you'll suddenly see this guy on the top of the scoreboard because he kept getting that one HP kill steal. And Call of Duty had a toxic community because of it. Still does. There are games from around that era that still have score mechanics like that, like Wolf Tanks. Like for example, in the PCEU community, Wolf Tanks has a bad reputation of essentially being Call of Duty, where kills are the only things that ever matter in a game. So people run around getting kills. But in North America, at least on Xbox, people play tactically, people play as a team. All because we're used to Battlefield. And stuff like that. But no, that's getting a bit too philosophical, looking at reasons of things, which there's no real reason to. Nor is there probably a reason for it, because same thing for PS4, people in PS4 literally go to the center of the map. Everyone in PS4, at least when they first launched, went to the center of the map. I don't know why, but literally everyone went to the center of the map. It worked because the game was tactical because everyone knew the rule of go to the center of the map. PC, it's almost as bad as on as you see in European European YouTubers, but it's not that bad in North America. Or at least I never had a problem with it. But then again, I'm also the guy that never had a problem with red lights until I get in a car with someone that has a problem with red lights when driving down the boulevard. But anyway, so yeah, but yeah, this game has the model of essentially winner takes all when it's supposed to be cooperative. Which again is what threw me off massively at first, because I thought I actually got the impression this was combat ready, but then I saw the scoreboard and like, why is there a scoreboard that's set up like this? Like, for example, in my early games, I was actually kind of doing a great thing for my team by knocking out the minions for the boss, so they can easily just go and just take out the boss, and stuff like that. But like, there's nothing scoring for that. There is no score for just getting tons of points. There's only score for bosses, really. Like, you cannot win by just getting all the cards. You cannot win by having a deck of Courageous to Valors. You cannot win by upgrading your cards. I don't like that. I do wish, like, The two things I wish are the once in a lifetime cards are made for in a lifetime, so it's fair. People at least get a chance to get the cards, and if the same person gets the same card every single time, that's fair. It's a card game. But it's not fair by having one card in which someone just pulls out this Omega level card because they were just simply the first one to get it. That's not fair. Having a deck in which you can easily upgrade all your cards and make them all instantly matter, and you could fight, and I would have been toe to toe with Ruby in that match if my upgraded cards actually mattered. Now am I just bad at the game? Well, certainly. Should they change the game to make it so people who use my playstyle can win? That's up to them. It's their game. They get to balance it however they wish. But the game is a bit overly difficult for me because of that. And then there's also needs to be some I guess what you could also do, because here's another thing. Again, like in Call of Duty, it's known for its corner campers because it's not Battlefield where you can just blow up the wall behind them. So in Call of Duty, the most optimal way to win the match is by sitting in the corner of a room and just killing everyone that enters your room. I mean, optimal is a funny word, but you get the idea. It's like if you want to get pure kills and don't care, you sit in the corner room, you hide, and you just shoot people like come into your room. Is there skill involved? Finding the most best spot in a room to hide, I guess, is a skill. But it feels more skillful in Battlefield because your wall can get blown up behind you. Someone can literally just plant C4 in the wall behind you, and you just insta die in your camping spot. But still, and then in Battlefield, gunplay is a bit different than Call of Duty. Call of Duty, it's I see you die, which is realistic, but still. But even then, but even then, I don't like. But even then, in this game, I don't like the fact that you can. I don't like the Grim cards using them because it feels dirty. Because you're on the same team, and yet you're using cards to detrimental to to the detriment of your teammates. So I wish the Grim cards would be is some sort of cost. Which I guess the best cost would be victory points. If you use the overpowered Grim card, which also hampers the ability for your squad mate to play, then obviously you should dock 1 or 2 or 3 victory points for having to use such a terrible card. And then, for example, what if you buy a Grim card, and then you have to dock victory points? Well, technically, you don't ever have to buy a Grim card because again, they're not minions of the boss. They're not minions of the boss. That's my headcanon effectively. Is that those are minions for the boss? They're not minions for the boss, so it doesn't matter if you buy a Grim card or not. And again, you're using freaking Grim. There should be something terrible about that. Villains are fine. In the show, villains have a habit of not killing you. Of being frenemies sometimes. They have control over themselves. To an extent, at least. For everyone but Adam. If you are... Pretty much. If you are... if it's Grim... how many times in the show have you seen a Grim not attack a human on sight? Unless it is Salem. And people under her command. I guess that could be another thing is the more villains you have, the less victory points are docked from you when you use a Grim card. That would make sense. Not necessarily more powerful of villains, just more villains. Like, for example, you have a Grim card and would say, you lose so victory points, and then after a certain threshold of villains in your deck, or play, maybe play would be a better term, but that would make things too complex. But then again, it is a digital card game, so complexity can go out the window for a little bit. If it works fine in a game, but it's complex, it's fine. It's a game. It's fine. It's a video game. It's not a actual game. But so yeah. But anyway. So like for example the Grim card. Like for example the Grim card was like if you have two villains in your deck. Like if it's a creep, one villain in your deck means that you only take half the victory points because you're still being a dirtbag. If it's a freaking Alpha Beowulf or a Goliath or something, then you need like 3 or 4 villains in order to get half victory points. Because you're a real dirtbag if you use those cards. And then also you can win easier. So it'd be more of a balancing act with Grim instead of them simply looking different cards. Just a bit more dynamic and more accuracy to the show, and just make it people like me who don't use them out of frickin' I don't want to harm my teammates stance kind of thing. Which I'll be honest with you, if I had played the Grim cards, I would have won that match. I would have probably won that match. If I didn't want to, I was being stubborn, and I didn't want to harm my teammates because it's a dirtbag move to me. But then you're also talking to the guy who will shoot enemies in the legs, even if there's no down mechanic, because, he's trying to at least try to not kill him instantly and wound him instead, stuff like that, give him a chance. But yeah. And then also talking to the guy who will only use an overpowered weapon if he was the one to discover it. Or if it has some serious flaw. But yeah. And also, he just wants to do it for fun. But that's rare. But anyway. Oh, but I still love the game, though. It's just that it's really frustrating when you are literally one victory point away, and you have a doubt card which you can instantly upgrade because you have one because you only use one victory point and get one. I mean, actually, that would be kind of dumb. That would be kind of dumb, but it would make me feel better, and then other cards would be better upgraded. So and such. But yeah. I mean, that might be the reason why they didn't make upgrade cards, because it might be a bit complicated and overpowered. But the game, I think the game will only benefit from stuff like that. The game is not too complicated right now. It's just a game of reading the cards. It's not that bad. So adding more complexity would not be that bad. Maybe in different game mode and stuff like that. But anyway, alright, so anyway, that'd be our first video. Thanks for watching. Do appreciate watching this video. It means a lot to me. Even if I part it in two and make this bit the discussion of new rules or of rules wish list and stuff like that. But anyway, alright, so anyway, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Do appreciate watching this video. It means a lot to me. Also, want me to subscribe to my Patreon. I'm doing so often on this channel in my life. Also, I could honestly use the YouTube donation things, like Super Chat and stuff like that. But I mean, I think we better just to have everything in one place in Patreon, because Patreon flat out is not working. I've been doing it for a year, and it's flat out not doing flat out not doing anything. I'm not complaining, mind you, because I personally don't subscribe to anything on Patreon because it's a subscription. It costs money every month when I would prefer to pay one-time fee. So one-time donation will work better. I just need to figure out ways to do that. Which YouTube does have ways built in now. I just need to, actually work at it. So I'll probably change Patreon to just a YouTube thing. I mean, I use freaking YouTube streams for crying out loud, not Twitch. Which I do love them. I just need I've just been needing to recuperate from the loss of the mass computer due to Windows 10. First, because I'm still I've gotten used to recording on the laptop now. I just need to transition more to record from it, kind of thing. Like make it more like home, like the mass computer is. Alright, by the way, so yeah, there's also, don't forget to check out this story part of the Derverse, which you can find in the description, below the playlist, below the line, below the page. later on you'll find the story, but you find the you'll find the wiki to this story. Golden Arrow, Golden Arrow, jeez. The Golden Arrow wiki, oh jeez. Again, early in the morning. Which you can read about various things, various facts. I mean, various articles in the Golden Arrow. I need to go back and work on it. It's just that. I mean, as much as everything is returned to normal, I still need to get back in the group. So yeah, there's that. I mean, outside of just general YouTubeness, I need to get back in the groove. But anyway, also below that is the Google Drive where you can check out the lore files of their story, and the Theirverse. Also, you can check out the first draft of their story, Life and War in 2040s, and the 20s adventures in the Golden Era, where their Line and friends and his wife go on adventures, missions, quests, whatever you want to call it, to maintain the perfect world they have built over the last 20 years, including Utopia of Green and Blue. Now, with its capital, there's Island, an island in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle. And they maintain it by having hypersonic air battles at the at the top of the stratosphere. Tank battles with super heavy tanks, and the return of heavies, tank destroyers, and etc. With also MBCs, mobile base constructors, allowing you to build a base on the go, and the base can build vehicles on the go. Also, there are also in naval battles, where you have the return battleships being able to engage carriers one-on-one, and just use essentially El Cheapo artillery, called I throw steel at them instead of I throw $1 million missile at them that doesn't do much. I throw like $100 steel the size of the cruise missile itself at them, and it will do more damage for less, kind of thing. There's also the ultra carriers, which if you imagine two super carriers tied together with a assault carrier in between. And of course, infantry battles with power armor, and what it's like to live in a world that is dominated by power armor, yet not everyone uses power armor yet. And what normal infantry can do to basically fight someone in a tank or light vehicle. Not a tank, a light vehicle. But yeah. Alright, so anyway, that'd be it for this video, and I can actually turn that into the back cover of the book. I just need to write that down, and I just need to write what I just said down, and mess with it in order to make more sense, and in order to be more, in order to go better. But anyway, I'll figure that out later. Alright, so anyway, that'd be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I guess, see you in a second.